All right, today we are talking about 5 ways to make people stop low kicking you. We're gonna shut those low kicks down. First, I wanna thank the sponsor of today's episode, Bioptimizers. You guys have heard me say how fantastic the supplement channel is many times. They have some of my favorites, which are Masszymes, Sleep Breakthrough, and the Magnesium Breakthrough, which since I started taking it, I feel so much better. I'm not burning out the way I used to, and my sleep is on point. And they have a fantastic sale happening in November. Use my promo code and unlock up to $100 in free gifts. And my special Bioptimizers page will be giving you guys 15% off special bundles plus my normal 10% off. And if you are shopping between November 20th and November 28th, you're gonna get an additional 25% off everything I just mentioned. Huge savings at Bioptimizers. Check them out at bioptimizers.com/Gabriel and use that promo code Gabriel10. So we're discussing 5 different ways, 5 very realistic ways to deal with low kicks. Some of these you already know, but some of them you won't know, that are gonna help you stop getting chopped down. Because once somebody has success there, and you're not doing something to dissuade them, they're gonna keep chopping away. They're just gonna find that leg over and over. We've seen guys like Liam Harrison just chop, chop, chop because there's no punishment. So the very first one is something that you guys already know, and it is to check the low kick. But let's talk about the details, because checking the low kick needs to create more pain for them than me. If I simply just lift my leg up the middle and I'm getting kicked in the calf, there's no punishment for them. My leg's gonna get battered to the side and they're gonna do it again and again because it feels great for them, terrible for me. So we wanna make sure, whether we are lifting out on the 45 or straight up the middle, that our toes are gonna be pointed outwards. So they connect either with shin or with the knee. And that means when they go to throw and their foot or their shin catches something solid, they're gonna go, oh, okay, that hurt, and they're gonna ease off. They're gonna reassess if throwing low kicks is a good idea, and that is what we're looking for. Check for the basics. When you do your basic checks, hands stay up, out to the side, you do those 2 things, just those 2 things. Protect your head, protect your body, and check on that 45, you're set. The next way that I love to make somebody wanna stop kicking is to make them miss. It's the same with punching. If I hit somebody's gloves, feels good. If I miss, it's exhausting, and I don't want to keep doing it over and over. So as somebody goes to target, I can move backwards, but moving both feet back, that's time consuming, and you're not usually going to be able to accomplish that. So we hollow out. We take our lead foot, we shuffle it backwards, and at the same time we pull our hips back a little bit, just like scoot your bum out and pull that lead foot back, come up to the ball of your foot, and now more likely than not, the leg is going to be completely out of the way of that low kick. And again, my hands, they stay up, because what if I misread? What if I go, okay, I think it's a low kick, and my head's kind of right where it was, right? My head's not really moving. It's just my lower body. So I want to make sure that my hands stay nice and high when I do this. The hollow out is one of my favorites. I find it's very easy after a combination. Somebody attacks with hand combo, I'm blocking, I'm blocking, I'm blocking. I'm too heavy to get the check up because my weight's 50-50, so I just pull back. That's a great alternative. Make them miss. The next option is when you're going, okay, I'm based out, I don't have time to move, I'm gonna take the low kick. What can I do to dissuade them? Well, I can catch it. As soon as that leg hits my thigh, I circle my arm way outwards, I don't come straight down, because I don't want to get kicked in the head. I don't want to misread. If I come this direction and I misread, at least they're going to hit my forearm. So I go, okay, the kick's about to land, and that's the timing. It hits, and I grab it. As soon as I grab it, I suck it in tight. I don't have to worry about hiking it up. I just leave it there, and then I can follow up with whatever I want. But I have their leg. And now every time they low kick, they've got to figure out, oh, how do I get out of here? And I decide, am I going to sweep them from there? Am I going to toss their leg through and low kick them back? Do I put a punch combo on them? Doesn't really matter. But I find catching the kick, generally once you do it 1-2 times to somebody, they don't want to throw it anymore. They figure, oh, it's not worth it. Every time I throw it, this guy hits me back or sweeps me to the ground. They'll give up on it. The hands stay high, I'm blocking, I go, uh-oh, the low kick's coming, I can't address it, boom, and then follow up whatever way you want. Now, somebody who was very good at taking low kicks and not worrying about them, but still inflicting damage on the other person even though he was taking the low kick, was Masato. He wasn't a big checker. A lot of times he was in a fairly deep stance. He would take the low kick. What would he do? He would basically punch back a split second after. It'd kind of be like a low kick and he'd be on the punch. And this allows you, more often than not, if you have your timing down, to catch the guy when he's on one foot. He's starting to rechamber and you're on the attack. That means that if he doesn't take his head off the center line or he doesn't keep his hands up very high, you might land to the head. So the idea here on this fourth way to deal with low kicks is, yeah, if I'm gonna take something, I might as well hit them and follow up with my combo. They hit me once, I hit them 3 or 4 times in response. And I'm not giving the guy time to go here and get back to a good defensive position. I'm catching him now. Now, right as he starts that rechamber. So I'm moving around, low kick, bang, 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 and I'm right on him. And this is a good way to make somebody feel like they're not winning the exchanges. Even if they are hurting you a little bit, they are scoring, the exchanges feel like a loss for them. And generally people will give up and they'll move on to something else. The final way that I want to talk about dealing with a low kick that can really shut somebody down, this is more Buakaw style. When we used to see people throw low kicks at him, he would just be standing there and he would pump his teep out. The reason this is a good way to stop somebody is they're gonna end up flat on their bum. If I go to throw a low kick and I get hit right now with a front kick and I fall down, I'm gonna go, oh, that was embarrassing. I don't wanna do that again. And why can we land the teep before this guy lands the low kick, even if the low kicker starts first? Because it's more of a rounded motion. And it's gonna take a little bit longer to get from there to there as opposed to straight down the middle. The trick on this one is I have to be so focused on lifting that leg as soon as I see movement, because the margin for error, the timing between the two techniques, there's really no extra time there. It's gotta be, oh, he's starting the low kick and I'm already out on him. What am I gonna do? Where do I aim? Well, I can very easily aim right for that hip, the hip that's moving forward. If I hit that hip, it's gonna get knocked backwards and this person is just gonna get dummied down to the floor. If I aim for the other side or in the center and it kind of slides across, I'm not gonna have the same success. There's a chance my foot just misses or ricochets off and they still land the low kick. So if I was going to put my front kick out, I don't put it right down the middle and I definitely don't put it over here. I'm gonna put it a little bit open. Right there, boom, boom. Nice and light on that lead foot. It's very discouraging. So discouraging to try and throw a kick and have your hip get caught and end up flat down. That's one of the few times where I go, yeah, I'm not doing that again. No, and this works especially well, in my opinion, when somebody just throws single low kicks. There's no setup. If there's a setup, it's a little harder to do because you're already in here. It's hard to get that kick off. But if they're just somebody who fires individual low kicks, they're starting from just out of punch range, this is very realistic. Great way to stop them and something which you should work. You just put it a little lower than normal and a little off to the side. So you don't have to lift your leg as high and you don't have to go quite as far because their hip is going to move into you naturally. So you're just catching that source of energy which is moving in your direction. So there we have 5 ways to deal with the low kick. Obviously, checking is a great one. Hollowing out is a great one. All the others, they kind of come after. Those 2 are not working for you. Thanks for joining, guys. I'll see you back here again soon.